Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. My name is Echo Fang Great Wolf. We are going to talk about cyberbullying. You're going to watch 7 clips from my phone that are 3 minutes long. It's going to take up a boatload of your time, and then I'm going to talk about it. Okay? So from my TikTok, I did a thing about cyberbullying. And now I'm going to share this with you after I find a new battery, because this battery is dead. If one of y'all are charged up enough, you're charged up enough, mellow yellow. So this way I can get all this done, and then we can talk about cyberbullying. I do bring up Hannah Kimura and some other stuff, and I just want to get this out of the way. So I think it's this video. I'll find out. Nope.
Okay, this is part 2 about...
It's not that video. So let's go.
Hello, TikTok. Echo Fang Grey Wolf here, aka James Williams Jr., which is my government name. This is my 7th attempt at this, so let's talk about cyberbullying, shall we? There will be 3 parts to this video, providing that the gods of TikTok allow this to play. So let us begin. So the other day I was blocked from making a video about somebody coming at me about these bloody masks because I was not coming at the lady. I was making peaceful and friendly suggestions about someone rearranging her dental work because she might try to punch them first for asking her to put on these masks. I get it. No one wants to wear these things because no one finds them convenient, including myself, but there's just one problem since I'm a sheep, according to everyone in the comments, which was okay for them to come at me with the gods of TikTok saying absolutely nothing, not banning them, not blocking them, but being disgusted with my mixed breed ass and deciding, hey, we are going against community guidelines, so we're not going to let that play. So, at risk of this happening again, here we go. The young lady in question, and what I said was, if you attempt to hit someone for telling you to put on the mask, that would be a very bad idea, and that you are beautiful, and that it would be a damn shame for someone to rearrange your dental work. And then somebody who's a vet came at me, because I'm also a vet, and told me that if I tried to rearrange their dental work, I would lose. I put personal things on Instagram and YouTube for that person if they want to come at me. My Kung Fu Havoc number 2 videos are up and playing, and I will leave the link in the description here. Anyway, that being said, cyberbullying is a problem. And unfortunately, only certain parts of cyberbullying you can legally arrest people for, like threats, okay? But the thing about arresting someone for threats is if it's not in their jurisdiction, then they can't really be arrested, and if it's not deemed a threat, then it can't really be arrested. Now, I go to this because no one's being held responsible for the death of Hannah Kimura, who was a wrestler who was cyberbullied because she came down on a comedian because his dumbass washed her $1,000 uniform. And it's like dry clean only or something, and all of you people just started coming at her and giving her flack. Y'all didn't like her Asian ethnicity, and everybody in the building with this happened was all Asian people because it was an Asian reality show like Big Brother. And then all of a sudden, Hannah Kimura, a great wrestler, you can go find her videos on ROH and Stardom, and she unalived herself from cyberbullying. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not bad enough to make me do that. Nothing you can say can make me unalive myself. Stay tuned for part 2, because that blue line's gonna stop. If this doesn't play, it'll be because of community guidelines that I've somehow magically crossed again.
Okay. So, sorry, there's 7 parts to this, but, like I said, we're going to let them play, and then we're going to talk. So, here's part 2.
Okay, this is part 2 about cyberbullying. It's also my 3rd attempt, because it was music and everything, and I couldn't get rid of it. So, you have me falling from leaves. Cyberbullying is an issue that no one really addresses or enforces, because there's very few things that the law actually can do. If I choose to unalive myself for harassment, they can only charge the person on the other end of the messages for harassment. There have been cases. I just watched a case on the ID channel where a young lady got 18 or 19 months for coercing a dude into committing suicide and having him get out of his truck and then jumping back in his truck so that she gets sympathy as the girl who lost her boyfriend in high school. You guys can go Google that. But this is more on the lines of basically what happened to me. because some vet came at me with cyberbullying of me not even telling him that I was going to rearrange his dental work, but that's what he wants. If he comes to my house, you guys have been told. So this is more for my protection than his, because he thinks he's a badass because he's a vet. Little does he know, I'm a vet also, and I know a lot more than the little combatives that everyone has been given. Now, in the case of cyberbullying, the thing about that is that, there is not a lot that the law officers can do. If you're cyberbullying me from California, and I'm in Virginia, and I unalive myself, the Virginia cops can press charges if they so choose to, which is also a problem since I'm a grown-ass man, and they'll be like, hey, he's a grown-ass man, we're just going to sweep that shit under the rug, which is kind of like in the case of Hannah Kimura. It's like there's been no charges because of so many people harassed her, put her down and everything, and even Kairi Sane tried to reach out to her and save her, but Kairi was in America and Hana was in Japan, and the messages just got there too late, and she could not be saved. But, since people want to do cyberbullying, and, TikTok really doesn't have an extenuating thing about this, and like I said, this is why my other videos weren't posted, because they came at me, and I made a video coming back at them, and TikTok wouldn't let it play. They let it play now, but they wouldn't let it play when it needed to be played, so that the asshat that was cyberbullying me over me trying to teach a young girl not to do stupid stuff over these dumbass masks, it just went further than it needed to, with a guy telling me that if I try to rearrange his dental work, I'm going to lose. One, this is what I look like. Go watch my videos and then reconsider that current course of action that you were thinking. Don't come across country looking for a fight, because you're not going to win. I'm just letting you know. I'm not fighting to win. I fight to survive. Cyberbullying needs to be stopped. It needs to be regulated. It needs to be charges. Okay, this is part 2 about...
Okay.
Cyberbullying needs to be regulated. There needs to be stronger laws to prevent cyberbullying from happening. There also needs to be consequences for our actions when we choose to cyberbully people. What they call a clapback, is not technically cyberbullying. But technically, it's still cyberbullying, because instead of thinking of a peaceful way to settle my issues with the vet in question, I decided to clap back. And yes, it was against community guidelines, I guess, because they didn't show the video. But, I'm over it. I don't know if he's over it, and I don't really care. Again, my YouTube channel link, it will be in the description. If he wants to see that, he can see what I look like. He can check out my weak-ass videos to see what I can do. But I understand one thing. He came at me first. This is for my own protection, in case I have to do something drastic or stupid. Now, cyberbullying, y'all, it's really something that no one really thinks about. It's something that's so small, so minute, that I have to make like 5 videos just to get one video done. So I probably will make a video about all of this crap on my YouTube channel. Again, it's probably going to have to wait till I have to get off from work, because I have to go to work. So if I don't forget, and if the email doesn't go through to my teacher so that I can get my homework done, then I will more than likely do the video on cyberbullying. But while we are here, I will make 3 more videos, or at least 2 more videos, because I believe this is part 3. We don't think about the things that we type. We don't think about the consequences of the things that we say or do. And we recklessly go into things against people who we have no idea how strong their mental capacity is. And to think that all these videos that I have to make started over some strange girl that I don't know that didn't want to wear a mask. So let's talk about masks, and then when we get to the 4th video, I'll do a deeper dive into these things. Alright? 1. I don't want to wear the damn thing, but I'm a sheep. Bleh. And my 90-year-old grandmother is not going to get COVID on my watch. As a vet, we all know what not on my watch means. And if you don't know what that means, then I don't know when you served, but when I started to serve, not on my watch was a thing before I got there. It's a thing still to today. Not on my watch. At least for us Army motherfuckers, not on my watch means something. It means a lot more than fuck around and find out. Anyway, I have a 90-year-old grandmother who does not have COVID. because I wear this mask. You have a 90-year-old grandmother. If I had COVID and COVID damn near kills the elderly almost instantly, would you want me around your grandmother knowing that I have COVID? Knowing that you love your grandmother? Think about that as this blue line comes to a stop.
Don't worry, y'all. We're almost there.
Enjoy the background picture. That's actually me as a chick. Face app's a bad motherfucker. And I look awesome as a female. Anyway, we're going to talk about these masks now. Alright? For cyberbullying, because that's kind of how I got here. Alright. 1. You're right. The mask does not stop COVID. And neither does the vaccine. And I've had both of them. But I also haven't had COVID. It is a layer of protection against COVID. And I know you guys don't want to be a sheep. Y'all don't want to be a sheep. Well, there's a reason why sheep survive the flocks. There's also a reason why the sheep don't survive the flocks. Because of those wolves in sheep's clothing. Which is the kind of sheep that I am. See, if you wander away from the flock, you get attacked by a pack of wolves. But there's always that one sheep, this suspect, that will probably beat up the other sheep when the sheep herder's not paying attention. Now, for all you cyberbullies out here who want to come at me for this video and this whole collection of 5, because we have 2 more, this one and 1 more. For those who want to come at me, maybe you ought to think logically here. I'm not saying that you got to get the vaccine. I'm not saying that you need to wear your mask. But I am saying you should wear your mask, and maybe you should consider getting the vaccine, because even though it's not a full line of protection, if you're willing to get the flu shot, you should be willing to get the vaccine. A lot of people didn't trust the flu shot when they got that. I don't get the flu shot because I'm not intending on getting the flu. I haven't had a flu shot since it's been offered to me. I refuse. But if you stay healthy, if you eat right, if you exercise, you have a slim chance of getting the flu. I haven't had the flu in almost 10 years. And I've been around people who have been flu infected. Or if I've had the flu, it's been such a minute strain that it hasn't knocked me down like it knocks all of you down. I also work out. I try to eat healthy. I try to do the right thing all the time to prevent things from happening, which is why I wear the freaking mask. Yeah, you guys don't take that shit into consideration. That's fine. You have every right to do that. When I put those dog tags on, I put them on for you to have the right to do that. I didn't put them on for you to have the right to come at me any way you want, but if that's what you want to do, then the consequences that befall you are your fault. And remember that. But since you don't want to put on the mask, and you don't want to get the shot, you do not have the right to complain when someone in your family that you love very much catches this shit and it wipes their ass out. Because generally you people who are coming at me, you can't make me wear this mask. You can't rearrange my dental work. Well, may God have mercy on the soul of your family if someone you love catches this fucking disease and die, and then you're going to be the first one that come out complaining. Because generally that's how it works. The people who don't believe it, when they enjoy the background picture, that's actually me. This is part 5, and this is probably far from over, but I'm going to try to close it out right here with this 5th video. Generally, when diseases happen, or pandemics, or something happens, after everyone throws rocks and stones at the people that we hold responsible for, most people generally comply with government mandates and mask mandates and whatever the hell else we need. Alright? Now, H1N1 didn't require a shot. And if it did, I didn't get it because I didn't know about it. And by the time I got in the Army, H1N1 was a distant memory. However, COVID ain't going nowhere because a lot of us refuse to wear masks. A lot of us refuse to get that shot. And I am one of the sheep who do not refuse to wear masks. And my job made it kind of mandatory, and they set it up so I can get it for free. So I got the shot. Now everybody has the option to have the free shot. I get it. I know where you feel from. But this is to all you unvaccinated people and all you unmasked wearing people who just refuse to do it. Nobody wants to do it. You're not alone in this, but the problem is you. And see, you don't want to believe that COVID is real. But the second there's somebody in your family catches this shit, the second that someone you give a flying fuck about dies, you'll be the first people that's on board now. Because you don't want to lose anybody else. When it would have been so much easier 6, 8, 9 months ago. Because I got my shit back in March, I think. Let me get my card so I don't tell you guys a lie. I got my first shot in February, and I got my second shot in March. Alright? But see, y'all are prone to resistance. I get it. If you're resisting like zombies, or if you're resisting the Terminators when they come through time and kill us all because we all have cell phones, the cell phones will probably mutate like they did on Transformers. But anyway, I'm gonna have to make a part 6 to make my point. But, your resistance and your super spreader parties and all this other shit because, we don't believe this shit. And then now there's the D variant. This is twice as bad. And they're talking about booster shots. And just imagine if everybody would have just been on board with getting the fucking shots in the first place. Maybe there wouldn't be a D variant. Maybe all this shit would be over. Maybe you're waiting for it to hit your grandmother that you love so well. Because I love my grandmother because she's the only grandmother I have left. My dad's mother died back in 2008 when I was like in my 30s. And we didn't have these issues. But now we have these issues. And no one wants to comply. And you guys who don't want to comply, you don't want to get the shot, you don't want to wear the mask, I get it. But you also realize that you are not part of the solution, you're being part of the problem. And when you're part of the problem, until the problem lands on your front door, you don't tend to give a shit. Now, I will recap everything in part 6, but you'll be the first to complain. This is part 5, and this...
Sorry, y'all, I'm not up to speed on moving fast. I think it's this one. Yep.
So part 6. Let's recap. This all started with me trying to tell a young blonde that she should not threaten to hit people because they want her to wear a mask. Then the vet decided to come after me because I told the young lady that if she does that to the wrong person, they're going to rearrange her dental work, which he decided to take that personally, which led to the whole cyberbullying thing, which led me bringing back to Hannah Kimura's death because we lost her way too soon. If you're not a wrestling fan, you have no idea who she is, please Google her so that you can learn about her and why she sadly unalived herself because of some jackass doing cyberbullying. Like that background? Yeah, that's me. In my fan-made Scarlet Spider film that I still have to get edited, that I still owe my YouTube channel. Anyway, I made sure some clips here for that. Now, the point being made of this whole thing is that most of you who don't want to get the shot, don't want to get vaccinated, don't want to wear a mask, you are part of the problem. Coming after me for trying to teach a young lady that she should not try to attack people because they asked her to wear a mask is how this got started. I was not trying to cyberbully her, even if it may seem like that, but I was stitching from 2 other videos where one lady sprayed her in the face and one lady showed her to throw a punch from the core. Okay? All of a sudden, everybody started coming at me in the comments about, trying to rearrange my dental work, you're gonna lose because I'm a vet. Yippee fucking Kaye, I'm a vet too. And vets should not go after each other, but if that's the game you want to play, may God have mercy on your soul because I don't have to. Anyway, moving on. Another thing, because people are gonna keep calling me a sheep, because I'm a sheep. Well, this sheep's not going to be held responsible for my grandmother passing or your grandmother passing. And like I said in the other 2 videos, most people don't want to get the vaccination or wear the mask. But see, they also don't believe that COVID is real until it hits somebody that they love and care about, which is the most important thing about this video. This has to be the last video. I'll make a full-on video by playing all 6 of these on my YouTube channel sometime between now and going to work. But for all you people who are wanting to be part of the problem instead of being part of the solution. When someone you love gets this disease, I don't want to hear this. I shouldn't even wear my mask. I should have got that shot. Because my grandmother of 99 years old passed away because I was too proud to do what was asked of me. Wasn't ordered, but it was asked of me to kindly roll up my sleeve and get a shot. If I didn't want to get the shot, get the mask. People don't want me shopping in their store without a mask. Wear the mask. You don't like it? No one likes it. There's not a person on earth who likes it. Oh, I like... Oh, you can't see them. Well, I like those masks. The one I'm wearing in the suit there. Yeah. Looks like I'm... So part 6. Part 7 of cyberbullying. We're gonna make this the final one. I'm so sorry for having to drag y'all through 7 of these things, but 3 minutes really isn't enough. So, as I said, and I said what I said, I'm not taking it back. Usually, once it hits someone that someone loves, you know, those same people that are calling me a sheep, or you're not going to rearrange my dental work because you're going to lose, those people, you know, wouldn't get the shot, wouldn't do this, and got the we don't care things, advertising and everything. You now realize that this is why they want to go and make global mandates. This is why they want to have this issue. Now, I understand if you're a female and you're worried about your reproductive organs and shit like that. I get that. I completely get that. I understand that. But at some point, at some time, you have to understand that when you become part of the problem versus part of the solution, you know, nothing is guaranteed. Nothing. And yeah, people, as they came at me, also said, well, I got the shot, and I still know people who got the shot. Doctors have said this 10,000 times or better. It is not a cure. It is a blocker. It is a treatment that will allow you to function in society with hopefully being protected from the disease. And I got both shots, and, you know, they straight told us we can still carry it even if we don't catch it. Which is kind of like everything else in the world. We're working in a world full of germs. If there were no germs on Earth, we'd all be Koreans and we'd probably be wearing suits and we would probably die. But I don't want to hear anything from the people who are coming at me when something happens to somebody in their family that's COVID related. I don't care if anything else happens to them in their family that's not COVID related, because I won't have anything to do with that. But for the things that are COVID related, if one of these people who are clapping at me and threatening me and doing all the other things that I got blocked for, but, you know, they didn't, if something happens to their family, and I'm not wishing it on them or anything like that, but if it does happen, then it's more than likely they came in contact with someone from their own world, probably the asshole that's telling me that I can't rearrange their dental work and shit. It's probably you and the young lady who refused to wear your mask. Like I said, I don't want to wear this bitch, but I do it for everyone else because I'm not selfish. Okay? Hey, what goes around comes around. And if somebody you love get the disease and they die, you're going to remember this video. You possibly took that shit home from work. You can't sue your job if you took COVID home from work because everybody decided we're not going to get the shot and we're not going to wear masks. But if you take that shit home to someone you love, that, my friend,
is on you. Okay, so I'm going to try and find my original. The shit that got blocked. There it is. I think this is it. Okay, nope, because it's see, community guidelines. Alright, that was my clap back to this.
Okay, so apparently, this is part 2. Apparently part 1's not going to be seen because it goes against community guidelines. So let me try to make this as peaceful as possible, even though it's okay for everybody to come at me, TikTok, about the vaccine and the mask. But it's not okay for me to fire back at people who are coming at me, which is why you blocked my video for community guidelines. I get it. Thank you very much. This happens to do with my race again. Is it because I'm part native and TikTok has been known for smacking natives in the face when...
Okay, we're going to stop there. But, now we're going to pick up. So you've seen all 7 videos plus that. Here's that thing, man. You know, people are real strong behind machines. They are. They are very, very strong behind machines. People say a lot of things behind machines. People do a lot of things behind machines. People tend to forget that you are behind a machine. This is real. Yeah, it's practice, comma. This is one of those little grabby things. It's a special flash water with a hook. Catching your eye, you know. Anything that I put in my hand is dangerous. But what's more dangerous than anything to put in my hand is the things that come out of my mouth. A lot of things that come out of my mouth will be very offensive. You know? Like when I say, The name is Grey Wolf. That's Echo Fang Grey Wolf. Remember it. That sound right dramatic, right? Sound kinda testy. So if you're up to speed, the guy that I was talking about in the other video, his name's Bruce. Not the Bruce that, like, couldn't fix my shit. But a couple of days ago, when I made the video, it's all on that. I've even invited him to my house to come whoop my ass. Or attempt to whoop my ass. So that I can, rearrange his dental work. But I also straight told him, if you attempt to come here, it's not going to work out the way you think. Because, see, you came at me. That was your first mistake. You cyberbullied me. You don't know me. But we do know that we're both vets. The difference maker is, my life before I was a vet, I went right back to it. Fighting is something that I'm good at. Not running my mouth. One thing I learned about guys who run their mouth more, they generally wind up at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to somebody like me. I'm 5'3". I'm 100 and nothing. And you're going to swoop in and think, yes, I'm so much bigger than this guy. I'm going to whoop his ass. Yeah, many of guys over 6 feet done tried that. And many of guys over 6 feet that ain't came back for another rematch. Now, I know you're all thinking, what does that have to do with cyberbullying, Echo? It has a lot to do with cyberbullying because I never would have made that video had I not been angry, had I not thought about Hannah Kimura, had I not been cyberbullied by the fucker in the first place for trying to suggest that a young lady should probably not threaten people with violence because we asked her nicely to wear a fucking mask. Y'all seen the 7 videos, 8 videos. All of this started over bullshit because some guy decided to cyberbully me for me trying to teach a young lady that doing this to someone because they want you to wear a mask is a bad idea. But of course, being a veteran means you should probably be able to read. Because I didn't read the fine print of what the fuck 11 Bravo means. Yeah, well, I didn't know what the fuck that meant. Until I got to Fort Benning, Georgia, where they said, oh, you're 11 Bravo. Well, guess what? We actually started off as 11 Oscar. But we didn't have room for 11 Oscar. But apparently Oscar can also be infantry, and we started off as 11 Oscar. And then I wound up being 11 Bravo. Then I wound up being 11 Golf. Then I wound up being 11 Delta. And then back to Golf to transfer out. So, yeah, I was a broke dick. But that does not make me any less a fucking soldier. I just didn't get to serve the way I wanted to serve. Because I'd still be serving right now because it's hard as fuck getting a job. Now, you look at my little squatty body, and you're like, yeah, you're nothing, James. You're 100 and nothing. And everyone who's ever said I was 100 and nothing has gotten their ass whooped. Now, cyberbullying is a thing. Cyberbullying is something that no one really wants to address. So let's take it back to when cyberbullying kind of first started in the late 90s. Between 95 and 2000, where young girls were getting unalived by themselves because other young girls were telling them how ugly they were and were picking on them. And then a couple of young guys. And then it was the fucking choking game, where people would choke themselves because kids would dare the ugly kids, as they called them, to do the choking game. Or there was bullying in school, and then they found new ways of bullying people, which was cyberbullying, where they bully people online. Stay tuned for part 2. I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Ever number 2. Be seeing you.